What's going on, guys? David here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use GetResponse and build a conversion funnel. It's an automated funnel that'll allow you to build a product and go ahead and launch it online. And it'll accept payments, it'll put your buyers into a list, and it'll also track through Google Analytics so you can go ahead and market through paid advertising. So I'm going to show you how to get this set up really quick, step by step. So we're going to go ahead and open up our GetResponse account and then click on the menu area up here in the top left, and we're going to go ahead and start with a conversion funnel. And so we're just going to click create funnel to start from scratch. And what we're going to do is go ahead and sell a product. So we're going to click sell a product here on the left, and we're going to do a quick sales funnel. And we're going to start off with the name. So I have everything prepared here. I'm working with an account called Seattle Fan Nation. So I'm going to type in Seattle Fan Nation and just put in the name of your brand here, and we'll go ahead and save and continue. So I'm going to click create new store, and I'm going to create a GetResponse store, and this one's going to be called Seattle Fan Nation, and we're going to keep it on USD. So I'll click create. So now I have a new store right here inside of GetResponse that'll allow me to connect my Stripe account. So we'll go ahead and I'm going to add some products first. So we'll click add products to your store, and I'm going to sell a physical product. You know, they have downloadable files. So if you're selling an ebook or an online course or a service, you have all these options here. So for this one, we're going to type in Legion of Boom limited edition t-shirt, and I'll show you exactly what this is in a minute. And so you'll just put in your product name, and we'll put in the description. Okay, so this is here, and now we'll just go ahead and put in a price. So you'll have to figure out your prices, obviously. We're just going to go ahead and put $50. Actually, we'll just make it $49. And we'll go ahead and we're going to upload an image for our product. So what I can do is I already have a folder with all the images that I want to use here for this product. And so you'll have to go ahead and get all your images for your products. I really suggest if you're promoting something to take some time and make quality photos to go ahead and promote, because if your images don't look very good, you're not really going to make any sales. People aren't going to think you're legit. So keep in mind, the more professional you can make your images, the better. There's a lot of services out there, and I show some in my course, the YouTube Ranking Masterclass, and my Digital Real Estate Mastery course. But you can go out there and find people on Fiverr to do these. You can build them yourself inside of Photoshop. You can find free clip art to use and stuff like that. Just make sure that you can use it for commercial use. So make sure that you're covered as far as legalities go whenever you're putting images on products and stuff like that. Do a lot of your own research, and don't just take other people's word for it if they say it's okay. Go ahead, find out if it's legal. Make sure you can put whatever it is that you're going to put on your product on there so you can promote it and not get in trouble. So make sure to pay attention to that. So right now we're going to put in a picture of our product. So I'm just going to drag in the shirt here, and we'll just click confirm. So I'm going to go ahead and put in some information on how we'll ship. So, okay, so put in that information right here. And then right now we're going to go ahead and put them into a list. So what we need to do is go create one right now. I'm just going to open up a new window with GetResponse here, and we're going to build a new list for this funnel. So I'm going to go ahead and log into this browser. And then up at the top here, you'll notice lists. So we'll go ahead and click lists. And right now we got Seattle Fan Nation here. So I'm going to go ahead and look at the settings here. Okay, so we have a list here. And what we need to do is go ahead and change some settings. So this is an existing list, so I'm going to go ahead and use this one. But if I were to create a new one, let me just show you how to build one from scratch. So lists, we'll click that, we'll click create list, and then I'll type in Seattle Fan Nation shirt. And then this is going to be buyer, and so we'll just go ahead and click create. Because this section of the funnel here, we're going to go ahead and put them inside of our funnel list for buyers. So if once they purchase, we'll know that they will be in that buyer list, so we can go ahead and mail them other products if we want to. So okay, so once your address is input, go ahead and come over to the subscription tab, and we want to choose our email. So we do not have an email yet. So what we want to do is we're just going to go ahead and save this right now, and we'll come back to this in just a second. So what we want to do now is come up to our account here, and we want to manage account, and we want to go to email addresses, and now we just want to add an email. So I'm going to type in the name, and then we'll click add address. And now what we need to do is actually verify this email. So you'll notice right here, we have our new email address, and it is currently unconfirmed. So now I can open up my email, and I can go ahead and click on confirm. And this will go ahead and confirm our email address. So now you'll see right here, our email address is confirmed. So now we need to go ahead and authenticate it so that GetResponse knows that we own this domain. Never use a Gmail account inside of GetResponse. That's not really a good idea. Make sure you have your own domain and you're using your professional email with your domain. That way your emails don't go to spam, and you get the best deliverability when you're doing your email campaigns. So what we're going to do is click authenticate, and what I want to do is follow these directions in our registrar. I use GoDaddy, and for this actual website, I use a service called Wealthy Affiliate. So this is really easy for me to do through Wealthy Affiliate. I just have to give them the information, and they'll go ahead and do it for me. But if you're on GoDaddy, you need to enter this information manually. I'm not going to cover that in this video. I do have other videos on this on my channel, so go ahead and check those out. But what we're going to do for this is I'm just going to go ahead and copy this information, and then I'm going to open up my Wealthy Affiliate dashboard here. And the nice thing about these guys for the host on this site is I can go ahead and ask them to add anything I need to into my DNS settings. So what I'm going to do is just send them a quick message here. Okay, so this is the message I'm sending in to Wealthy Affiliate. So I'm just asking them to add this information to my domain so that it can get verified through GetResponse, and I'll go ahead and just send that, and that is taken care of. So I can close this. Now in a day or so, a couple days, 24 hours or a couple hours, sometimes this takes a while, sometimes it's fairly quick. But once they get that in there, this will go ahead and show that it is authenticated, have better deliverability for email through GetResponse. So that is all taken care of now. Now what we want to do is go ahead and close this. And now what we want to do is go ahead and go back to lists. And now what we can do is open up our Seattle Fan Nation, the original one. So we're going to go ahead and go to settings. And on all of these, what we're going to do is I'm going to make sure the address is correct here as well. And then I want to come into our next list here. Okay, now we just want to verify on this list that everything is correct as well. So what we're going to do is come over to subscription. Anytime you make changes, go ahead and make sure to click save. And then we'll go ahead and go to subscription tab. And we want to change our email. So we just added that email. So we're going to go ahead and put our Seattle Fan Nation email here. Okay, our email has been added. And now we'll go to confirmation message. And now we want to change these emails as well. Okay, these emails have been changed. So now what I could do is go ahead and save. I don't need to change any of these other settings. I usually leave these. Subscription, you'll get a notification whenever somebody gets on that list, etc. So we're just going to go ahead and come back to the funnel. And I'm going to go ahead and just save this because I need to refresh this page to go ahead and bring that new list up that we created. So I'm going to save this. Okay, so now I'm going to come back to this in a little bit, but now we're going to move on. So I'm going to go ahead and connect to Stripe. I've already gone ahead and done that. Once you click this, you can just log into your Stripe account. Same with PayPal, PayU, and Square. So you can go ahead and connect your accounts. I'm not going to go over that in this video. I do have other videos on my channel going over Stripe and some of my card videos if you want to check those out. So I've already got my Stripe account connected here. And what we want to do now is go ahead and select our product, make sure this product is check marked. And now we're going to save. And now we have our funnel, the beginning of our funnel right here. So what we want to do is go ahead and create our sales page. So we'll go ahead and create this. And we can kind of decide how we want to build it. I'm going to go on to physical products here. We're just going to choose one. Let's go ahead and try this one here. We'll go ahead and, for the order form, we can take a look at both of these and go ahead and start customizing these. So we'll go to the next step, and the template will load here. And now we can start editing. So we can click on these different elements and go ahead and change these. So just bear with me. I'm going to go ahead and change some of this. Okay, you'll notice the product is already here on the page. So I'll just kind of show you what I do from here. So we're going to go ahead and change this logo, and I'll go ahead and add files. And now we'll just add our logo here. So I'm going to go ahead and add just a few of these files that I'm going to be using. Okay, now I have a bunch of images that I want to use loaded up here for the product that I'm going to sell and my logo, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and add the logo. And now you'll notice our logo populated right up here. And I can actually use the slider here to kind of adjust it, make it bigger. And what I can do is grab this and kind of this on GetResponse. This is a little bit goofy. It's kind of weird to get used to, but the way this works for the images on GetResponse is you'll notice it's really small here. So I want to just go ahead and we can edit it by clicking that little edit button there, and we can, you know, snip it, clip it, whatever we want to do, and we can save it there. And then if we go ahead and double click it, we can change the size. So I can go ahead and bring it up bigger. So I'm just going to make it about that size there. And then what I can do is click the crop button, and then I can go ahead and adjust this around the logo. And then I can click out of it and then just click and drag it. And it'll give you some lines to line it up. So now we have our logo in place, and I can click the background now. We want to change this. So I just double click the background, and then I want to go ahead and remove that, and then I want to choose a new image. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one, and then we'll go ahead and change some text here. I'm going to go ahead and delete this one, and you can just go ahead and delete whatever you want. This here, let's go ahead and change this button color. So I could delete this if I wanted to as well. You know, I think I might delete that. I think it looks better like this. We can change the colors, etc. But for the sake of the video, I'm just going to kind of move along here. So you'll see our product is already in place, so I'm not going to touch any of this. And now I'm going to change this photo. I'm going to throw a new photo in here. We'll go ahead and use this one. Same thing, just grab the slider and adjust it, and you can grab it, put it into place where you want it, and then we can use this crop tool again to edit the frame around the photo. And now we can just move it into place. And if I go ahead, double click it again and select, make sure the resize is selected, I can go ahead, click it and make it bigger. So input all the information you want in here. Very simple to do. Just make sure when you're doing your copy, you spend a little bit of time and do some research and kind of see what other people are doing and what they're saying, and kind of try to make it as professional as possible, and really think about what you're saying in your copy. So I'm just going to go ahead and move on down here, throw some more photos. I'm going to replace these. So you'll see why it's really important to have just a bunch of images ready to go, because you can just throw them in here and build the site really quick. So we'll go ahead and just add a couple more images on the site, and we'll be pretty close to being done here. And then make sure to remove any text that you need to remove or replace with your own company name, etc. If you're not completely rewriting all the copy. And then obviously a good idea when you're building your e-com store is to have people send in photos. So one thing I like to do is, for example, like up here, what you could do somewhere, put out a call to action like send your photos to be featured. So now if people see this, they can go ahead and send me photos, customer photos like this, so that I can use them inside of promotions, etc. So this is a good way to help people connect with your brand as well. They like to take pictures, send them to you so they can get featured. People feel like they're part of your brand when you do stuff like that. So that's something I kind of suggest doing, is figuring out ways to really bring your audience in and have them kind of participate with your brand through stuff like this. So that's just a quick tip. Moving on here, I'm going to go ahead and replace this photo. And let's go ahead and do this one here. Now we can resize it a little bit. And that looks pretty good. So this is looking good so far. It's looking pretty professional. One thing you should mess around with too is this, text and stuff like that. Sometimes you got to put like shadows and stuff just to make things pop a little bit if you're having a hard time visually seeing your text. So, we can mess around with this. Maybe we'll put a black shadow behind this one. Just to make them pop a little bit more. So I almost feel like I'm going to delete this. I almost feel like if I move this down here, I'm going to put a photo right up inside here. So I can just drag a photo, and I'm going to put in, I'm going to do this one right here. I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. I'm going to leave it just like this. It's getting a little too cluttered up there. So kind of play around with things, and lay things out the way you visually think it looks good. One thing people don't realize is sometimes you're your best judge. Whatever looks good to you might look good to somebody else. So if it looks bad to you, then it probably is going to look bad to everybody else. So think about that. And then down here at the bottom, you'll notice some text we got to replace too. You always want to make sure to look at all this text so you don't leave anything in there that shouldn't be, especially before you start getting a lot of eyes on your site. So I've updated this down here. So this page is done. Go ahead and change this guy's name to and obviously this is just an example. If you had people that have purchased products from you in the past, or you're just starting out, you could have family and friends write something, whatever you need to do to kind of get some review type information out there, whether it's just people in your company or just stuff from your own library. You could take photos of yourself wearing your clothes, etc. Just have some good quality images here to go on your page to showcase. That really helps. You'll notice up at the top here, order form. We need to edit this order form here. So down at the bottom again, and every page you really have to edit everything as far as text and all that stuff goes. So pay attention to that. And that is done down there. So we got our product here. All this information is in place. I just need to add our logo in here again. And we'll go ahead and make sure it's inside of our little frame, and then we can click outside of it and then click it again and drag it into place. And now we're going to double click on the background here. We'll go ahead and I'm going to use one of my colors for my brand here. One thing I suggest doing is keeping a color swatch of the colors you're using for your brand. So I'm going to use this blue here, and the hex color is pound 002244. So I can come in here and go 2244, and that'll give me my exact color. So if I open this back up, you'll notice this background here is that college navy color. We have that same color here. So I'll go ahead and close that. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and delete this. I don't think we need, maybe we'll do, I'll go ahead and delete this. And then maybe I'm just going to put a picture of the product in here. So I'm just going to bring an image in, and we'll go ahead and just maybe slide this over. Go ahead and put a picture of our product right up in here. So we can replace the image, and I'm going to go ahead and use this one. All right, so that is in place, and you can edit all this text, etc. Make sure that your shipping information is correct. So however you're working your business, if you're shipping right away, make sure that all this data in here is accurate. So moving on, I think we got everything on the order form page done. So now we could go to the next step. Next up, we should have an upsell, I believe, so that we can go ahead and get some upsells on our product. So right now it's going to go ahead and the sales page. So once somebody confirms that they purchased, they're going to go ahead and go into our list, which we'll edit in a second, and I'll show you that. But right now we're going to choose our domain, and then we're going to put in a description for the site, etc. So these are the SEO settings. So Seattle Fan Nation Shop, and I'm going to put in just a description here. Okay, and then we can put our own domain in here if we want. But for this example, I'm going to use the free domain. I do have another video, GetResponse tutorial, that I show you how to add your own domain to GetResponse. So you can check that out if you want to figure out that. But right now I'm just going to type in, we'll see if SeattleFanNation.gr8.com is available. And we'll go ahead and use that. Let's go ahead and take that R out of there, SeattleFanNation.gr8.com. So now we can do our analytics and remarketing. So I'm going to go ahead and select the platform that I use, Google Analytics. And for our analytics ID here, I'm going to open up Google Analytics. And down here on the left, click Admin once you're logged in. And we want to create a property right here. It's going to be web. So we'll click continue, and we'll put our shop name in here. And we'll put in the URL. So this will be SeattleFanNation.gr8.com. Category, we'll go ahead and put in our category here. Our time zone, and then create. And once you click create, you'll notice you get a tracking code. So all I need to do is take this tracking code right here, copy that, and then bring it back over and paste it in here. And now we can just go ahead and make sure everything is in place. Click publish. And now what we can also do is go ahead and click on manage your pages. So I want to go ahead and edit settings here. And we're back on here now. I want to go ahead and do my conversion tracking. So what you can actually do from here is just go ahead and click on this, and it'll give you some information on how to set this up. But what I'm going to show you right now is back on Google Ads. So I'm going to log into my Google Ads account. But first, what we want to do is, while our analytics page is still open, go ahead and click on the Google Ads linking right here and select your account. and we want to put all website data, and we want to link our accounts. And now I can just go ahead and click done. One more thing here is we need to go ahead and click this back arrow, and in e-commerce settings we want to turn on enable e-commerce and then enable advanced e-commerce reporting. We'll just go ahead and click save. And now once we're logged into Google Ads, go ahead and click tools and then conversions. And now what we want to do is add a conversion. So we'll go ahead and click the plus sign, and we'll just click website conversions, and we're going to go ahead and we'll do a purchase, and for the name, purchase SFN shop 1, not upsell. So this is just somebody that purchases without an upsell. So make sure to label these really well, and then use the same value for each conversion. Use a different value for each conversion. Don't use a value for this conversion. So I'm going to use the same value for each conversion, and we can put what our conversion is worth. So if our shirt's $49, we could put in 49, or if we know it's going to cost us a certain amount to ship the shirt, we could put in our actual profit. So I'm just going to go ahead and put like $20 is the value for a customer that purchases, and then we'll go ahead and just up these to 90 for the click-through conversion window, and then we'll up this one to 30 days, and then we'll go ahead and include conversions. So we'll just create this, and now we can use Tag Manager and then grab this ID. So I'll just copy this and paste that in our conversion ID area. Conversion label, go ahead and paste that, and now we'll go ahead, click publish again. So now we have our conversion in here. So if somebody comes through and purchases that product, we'll go ahead and get their information will be tracked through Google Ads. Those conversions will be tracked. So next up, what we want to do is we want to create an upsell page. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And we'll go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and just use this one right here. And we'll create a name for the upsell page. So we'll go ahead and click next step, and now we want to add a product. So for this one, I'm going to do a physical product name. Okay, and then we'll maybe price this at like 70 for 2. Maybe we'll even drop it to, we'll go 59 for 2. And then for an image, we'll go ahead and bring in another image. Click confirm here. And then we want to go ahead and add them to an upsell list. So since I don't have an upsell list, I'm going to go ahead and create an upsell list here, and then we'll go ahead and change that in just a minute. So we'll just go ahead and click save for now. We'll come back to this and we'll change this list because I need to build a new list. So we have our 2-pack in here. So I'm going to create my offer here, and we'll click save. So now we have the 2-pack for $59, and it's only going to be available for a couple minutes. And then make sure to change all the text down here. Okay, And now we'll just go ahead and click next step. And then analytics and remarketing. So I'm going to go ahead and do Google Analytics again. And we're going to go ahead and save. I'm going to click this back arrow and tracking info, and I'm just going to go ahead and use this same code again. Okay, now I can add a confirmation page. And we'll just go ahead and use this one. This one looks like a simple one. And now we'll go ahead and edit this page really quick here. I'll go ahead and put our logo in, change the background. And then remember to edit any text you want to edit here. And if you want to move anything, you can just grab it. You always got to click outside of it though, unselect it, and then just click and drag. So we can go ahead and do next step now. Description, we don't really need to do a good description for this one. We got your order. And then for this, I always make sure to do not index in search engines. Always check mark this. Remarketing again, so we'll do the same thing again and click publish. Okay, so that is good to go. So now what I need to do is just fine tune a few things. So if I come back in here, I'm going to go ahead and edit this page. But first off, what we want to do is create some of these lists. So I'm going to come back and go up to lists, and we'll go ahead and create a new list. So I got Seattle fan shirt buyer. We want to create an upsell buyer as well. And then I can copy list settings, so I'm going to go ahead and do that so I don't have to edit the information. So we'll go ahead and click create, and now we'll go ahead and come back over to this page here, and then we'll go ahead and to the next step again, to our page settings. And what we want to do now is go to conversion tracking again. So conversion ID and conversion label again, we want to do a new conversion. So I'm going to exit out of that one. And now what I can do is add a new one. So website. So we'll put a $30 value on this one. Since it's a 2-pack shirt, the value is a little bit more. Always calculate, what your real value is for a sale, considering your ad costs, whatever it costs to make the product, etc. So adjust your conversion, your value for each conversion accordingly, with your own data. So figure that out. Obviously, it's going to be different for everybody. So just thought I'd throw that in there. Tag manager, and then we'll come back, conversion ID, and then label. We'll go ahead and click publish. So on this one here, I'm going to go ahead and edit. Let's go ahead and click next. Always label your conversions just so you understand them. So this one here, what we want to do is come back. So our funnel is done here. What we want to do, I'm going to come up here to the main page and go to products right here, stores and products, and then Seattle Fan Nation. I'm going to go ahead and click this. And then the single pack here, I'm going to go ahead and edit this. And we want to make sure to put them on the correct list now. So this is a Seattle Fan shirt buyer. So this is the single shirt buyer. And we'll go ahead and add them in day 0 on our autoresponder. And I'll show you guys the autoresponder in another video. I'll go ahead and click save. And then we want to make sure on this 2-pack, I'm just going to view this one again and make sure that we change this to our upsell 2-pack buyer. And then we'll add them into day 0 on our autoresponder. So now anytime somebody purchases the single shirt, they'll go into that list. Anytime somebody purchases the upsell, they'll go into that upsell list. So when I'm sending emails through GetResponse, I know, say somebody purchased the single and I want to promote the double pack to them to try to get them to purchase it. You know, I know exactly who purchased the double pack and who purchased the single shirt. So that's how you set your list up for the funnel. And we're going to go back into the conversion funnels. Click on our funnel that we want to look at. We could go ahead and link it to an ad. And what we can do is click our funnel link here. And this is the link that we'll go ahead and share. We can take a look at the page and see how it looks. So it looks really good. We just want to kind of make sure everything has been edited correctly. The checkout page. So once they enter their information and they click order now, that upsell will pop up, and then they'll have that option to purchase in one click the 2-pack. So if they decide not to, then the purchase for this will go through. So this will only do the upsell if they put in their credit card and click order. So really cool. Gives them that one-click option to just go ahead and upgrade their purchase. And you can add a couple more upsells as well. So it looks like you can do 3 upsells, so I can add 2 more. So you could add a few more things on there if you wanted to through the process, and then start a Facebook ad. You just create, you click create an ad here, and it will have you attach your Facebook account, and you can build your ad right inside of GetResponse. So it's really intuitive and simple to use. I might do another video on that another day. We'll see. If you guys are interested, you can let me know. But there is one other thing that we need to do here. So on the order form, I want to come over here and go to edit email. And then I'm going to go ahead and change the email here from the email that's coming from our business. We want to make sure that that is correct here. So I want to find Seattle Fan Nation. And this is the left behind. So if somebody leaves something in a cart, they'll go ahead and get this message to remind them to go ahead and make a purchase. So this is made for you automatically. So we'll go ahead and next step. And this is what the email looks like. It will populate what they purchased on your site. So they'll be able to see what they ordered and go ahead and finish checking out if they want to. Sometimes people get distracted when they're checking out also. So these emails tend to work really well. You know, somebody might have just got distracted and forgot to check out, and this will help them complete that process and make that purchase. So utilize this, and then you can, you know, put an image in here if you want, or whatever you want to do. And I'm just going to go ahead and click next step here. I'm going to actually, I need to edit that. That has my name in it. So I'm going to go back. We're right here, edit email. And if you can, always have somebody else overlook your ad copy and just make sure that everything is, right, because you wouldn't want something like this to go out when you start doing a promotion. Some type of mistake where you misspelled something or had the wrong text in the email. So let's type this out real quick. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and finish that one. And then we have one more down here. And this will be the thank you for your order email. And here we go. So this is the email that'll go out once they place their order. Okay, next step. Okay, so that is it. Now we are ready to go ahead and promote this link here. So it's just the seattlefannation.gr8.com, and we get our lander right here, so they can go ahead and check it out. Book now. I need to go ahead and fix that. So that is one more mistake. Like I said, if you can have somebody overlook your page to make sure you don't have any errors. Um, another another one of those dumb mistakes right there. Okay, so let's make sure. Okay, so I can just go ahead and do save and exit. And there we go. So we are ready to go ahead and promote this. And now what'll happen is what we can do is set up an autoresponder. So let me just show you really quick what you can do to set that up. So I'm going to come up here in the top left and click menu and go over to autoresponders. And we'll right here on the left we have our lists. So right now we're in Seattle Fan Nation. And what I could actually do is copy all those contacts that I have from those other lists, the buyer lists from the upsells and the normal shirt buyer list, and move all those, copy them, not move them, but copy them over to the normal Seattle Fan Nation list. And then I can go ahead and promote other products I'm going to sell straight to this list moving forward. So whenever I have a new product that I want to promote to them, I can go ahead and set up an email. So, and I can do that automatically. So I can come in here and create an autoresponder right here. So we can just call this SFN day 1. And day 1 always starts on day 0. So remember that. And then I'll make sure I'm in the correct list here. So we're in the correct list. Now we can send out the message at a certain time. So I'm going to go ahead and do it immediately. Once they sign up, they'll get an automatic email. We can create a new one, or we can choose a message. I'll go ahead and create a new one here. And then we want to make sure that we have the correct email again from the from address. And then we'll put in our, we can put in a subject here. And I'm not going to go through this, but it'll guide you through the process of setting up a message. So, you can come through here and it'll allow you to create the message, kind of similar to how you build the landing pages. And then you come to this page, and then you can go ahead and save and publish. And the cool part about GetResponse also is if you say, like, in a month from now you have 300 subscribers, and then you go ahead and move them over, once you put in the autoresponder, it'll ask you if you want to send it to that list. So it'll automatically put them at the beginning, and then they'll start getting automatic emails regularly, however you have them laid out. So I could go ahead and create another one and then maybe do it on day 1, which would be actually day 2. And then, or I could skip to like day 4 or something like that. And I could schedule these out clear, months in advance. So I could have hundreds of emails set up to go out automatically. And I could just, think of emails that I want to put out and then just put them in here, and they'll automatically go out and keep your list engaged with your brand and business. So this is how you do that. I'm going to go ahead and delete this one out of here. So that is how you set the funnel up on GetResponse, the auto funnel. And it's a really cool platform. This is really up there with ClickFunnels in my opinion. So any of you guys out there kind of on a budget, this is a lot less expensive. I'll go ahead and leave a link down below if you want to check out GetResponse. I also have other videos on my channel about GetResponse, so make sure to check those out. And they do have a free trial, so you could literally, I believe it's a 30-day free trial. So you could literally set a funnel up and start making money with that funnel in time to pay for your membership for GetResponse. So take advantage of this. It's a really cool platform, really simple and intuitive. This is a really, really nice layout of how they have this set up. Shows you your earnings down here and all that laid right out here nicely. So go ahead, check it out. If you guys like this video, like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you in the next one, guys. Take care.